Everybody has one podcast. We are back.
Yes.
Another week. So much going on in the world of sports. I'm your host, Jason Flake. My co-host, Lance Reynolds, aka the People's Champ.
What up, though?
I want to start the show like we do every week, man. Thanking the Everybody Has One family for another great week of engagement. Climbed over 750 subscribers this past week. Got thousands of views yet again, man. Got thousands of likes, hundreds of shares. Please continue to like, share, and subscribe. That is Everybody Has the #1 sports podcast on YouTube. That's Everybody Has One podcast. Everywhere else, that's Facebook, that's TikTok, that's Instagram, that's Twitch. Make sure that y'all are following us, friending us on all of those social sites, interacting with us. And when you subscribe to us on YouTube, make sure that you are hitting that bell notification. And when you hit that bell notification, make sure you hit all so that you are notified every single time that we post new content. And of course, every single time that we go live, which is every Wednesday at 8 o'clock or as close as we can get to it.
CP time.
On this Thanksgiving Eve, man, we appreciate y'all so much for joining us. We're going to get right into it. This past Sunday, our Lions, man, they scratched out an overtime win against the New York Giants, 34-27. It was an unimpressive win, if I do say so myself, and I do say so myself, over a team that was missing their starting quarterback, starting running back, #1 wide receiver, top edge rusher in Kayvon Thibodeau, #1 place kicker in Graham Gano, starting right tackle they were missing their starting right tackle, just in case anyone was keeping track. That said, you don't apologize for wins in the NFL, so we'll take it. It goes into the W column. But I can't lie and say I wasn't underwhelmed by the performance myself. So with that being said, man, I'll take a few of your thoughts, and then I'll give you a few more of mine, and then we'll get into previewing the Green Bay game that takes place just a few hours from now on Thanksgiving in the early afternoon. So yeah, man, we saw the same thing, but what say the People's Champ?
Well, thank God we got Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yep. For my money, the most explosive player in the NFL.
Yeah, man.
Let me say that.
And again, much love to Bijan Robinson.
Yeah.
Both of them are going to have a long career.
Yep, Christian McCaffrey.
All those guys. But I'm glad.
Some guys in the conversation, but yes.
I'm glad we got Zero.
Yep, for my money, Zero is the most explosive player.
Man, that's a bad dude.
Yep, that's the silver lining in all of this. we got that dude, and as long as we got that dude, we in every game, man.
Yeah.
Pray for his joints, his ankles, his head, so there's no concussions, man. Pray for everything.
From the crown of his head to the
sole of his feet. Listen, man, put that man in bubble wrap. You hear me? But go ahead.
Yeah, but no, 100%. And I think this was probably the first week since maybe week 1 where Shep had a really rough scheme.
Yeah. I concur. Yeah, I wasn't.
He had a nice streak going.
Yep. I wasn't pleased with the way that the defense looked from really the word go.
Yeah. And also, too, and we talked about it while we were discussing the game while we were watching it.
Yep.
This was the first time, and I knew it was coming, that you really, really missed Kirby Joseph.
Oh, yeah.
It was really apparent this game.
Yes, I concur. I agree.
And it's never about one guy, but where you can see it, where one guy makes a difference.
Sure.
I think this was finally the week where it was like, ooh, he's there. That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And, I'm sure that you'll expound upon the offensive line woes and hopefully remedy that's on its way.
Yep. That breaking news came in today, which is obviously something to be celebrated.
Right. But the story's the same offensively with Goff. When Goff's uncomfortable and he's off his square, and his feet aren't set, and he turns into Mikhail Baryshnikov in the pocket,
Yep.
it's not a good look.
No.
So yeah, we have to solidify the interior of the O-line. Hopefully, like you say, with Ragnow coming in,
Yeah,
that'll happen. But tomorrow, we'll talk about it, but they got to lock in and bring it tomorrow. It's a big game tomorrow.
Absolutely. Obviously I agree with a lot of that. I thought that, as much as I thought that Kelvin Shepherd was a little ill prepared for what the Giants did, and give the Giants some credit. I thought they played a lot of 12 personnel. They did a lot of max protect.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that we didn't handle that well. And so Jameis Winston had time to find receivers down the field.
Wandale,
I was getting ready to say,
Randy Moss.
We decided not to cover Wandale Robinson for some reason. I think he had 130 receiving yards in the first half.
Yeah.
I was disappointed that we did not make it an emphasis to get him stopped after the first drive. Too many times I saw him, and maybe this is the old school football fan in me, but too many times I saw him running across the middle looking back toward Jameis Winston. You don't let people run across your hash marks and do that.
Yeah.
Taking illegal contact and
let him feel you a little bit.
Give him a chuck.
Yeah.
I'm not saying do anything illegal. I'm not saying try to injure people, but suffice to say, next time he comes through there, make sure he's looking for you and not looking back at Jameis Winston. Yep. And I'll leave that at that. It's football. It's a physical game. You can't allow him to be running over routes and short crossing routes looking back at the quarterback, particularly if you in zone coverage. And we were in a lot of zone coverage. So I'm like, if you in zone coverage, your whole job is to make sure that this guy gets whacked when he comes across the middle.
Yeah, we fighting for space.
Yeah. I mean, you covering a zone. So you can't just be standing there covering grass. You see this guy coming, particularly when he's been lighting you up. You got to make sure that you get physical with him. So, I think those are things that we can clean up. Those are obviously things that need to be cleaned up defensively. Yep. And I'm happy about Frank Ragnow. The center guard protection has been just absolutely poor.
Yeah.
There have been too many free runners coming straight up the middle of the offensive line. And, I will defend Goff a little bit. Even when Goff is pressured, he's not ineffective. He's just less effective.
Right.
And that's quarterbacking in the NFL. The Lions offense is top 5 in the NFL for explosive plays. We number 2 in scoring offense. We've scored more touchdowns than anyone this season with 40. That's tied with the Colts. We've converted 57% of our fourth downs. We second in total points scored. Goff is top 5 in yards per game, completion percentage.
Mm-hmm.
He's thrown for the second most touchdowns in the NFL with 23. That's tied with Dak Prescott.
Okay.
And he's only thrown 5 interceptions. And people are complaining.
Yeah.
And my thing is, if you need him to play much better than that, then you're not a championship team. Let's rip the Band-Aid off right now. You're not a championship team if you need more than that offensively. You're not good enough to win a championship. So let's enjoy the rest of the season, and let's start looking at the draft and figure out what holes we need to fill through the draft.
Because that team that played on Sunday, that's not a championship.
No, it's not.
Team. And I personally thought we both picked the Lions to win the Super Bowl.
We did.
But like you said, we got to keep it a whole buck.
Yeah.
Unless
rip the Band-Aid off.
Some serious adjustments happen, and we get some key bodies back, and some of the bodies that get back, need a psyche transfer in terms of how they approach the game.
Yeah.
This isn't a championship football team.
No, it's not. And let me tell you,
and it sucks having to say that.
Yeah, and let's talk about some of the characteristics of a championship team and some of the ways that you can tell somebody's not a championship team. You can't play a complete game. When the offense is putting up 34, the defense don't show up. When the defense is good, like it was against Philly, the offense don't show up. When the offense and defense play well, your special teams is garbage.
Yep.
Your special teams and defense is good. The offense can't find their way. The special teams and offense is good. The defense think they can take the day off. Can't play complete football games. That's not a championship team.
And then there's the occasional head coach ego trip.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not even gonna get into I'm not even gonna get into individuals because listen, I told you before we came on the air, DJ Reed is no good. They haven't looked good as a defense with him on the field one time this year. I mean, unless you want to, include the Cleveland Browns with Joe Flacco. And I don't. That don't count. That's a dysfunctional situation. And we're going to get to the Cleveland Browns a little bit later because Shador made his first start. But that was a dysfunctional situation, and Joe Flacco was subsequently traded. So I'm not really, that doesn't really do anything for me. But every time we played a semi-competent team with him on the field, he's no good. And I think him and Terry and Arnold might be the death blow with both of them on the field. So, again, this is not a championship caliber team. Now, that's the bad news. The good news is there's still a lot of football to be played. We don't necessarily have to be peaking right now.
Right.
But we got to be getting it together. Everybody in that facility needs to be looking at each other, each man to a man, and be saying, look, we have to play complete football games. Each unit got to bring it, including the offensive line. The guard center guards, y'all got to stop throwing lookout blocks. It was so many people just running directly up the middle. I mean, people throwing lookout blocks. Number 74 still standing there.
The my bad block.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to yell look out and my bad every time you throw a block. No, man, just handle your assignment. That's what it's got to be. Because if your quarterback throwing for, he's tied for third in yards per game. He's thrown the second most touchdown passes in the NFL. He's got the fourth highest quarterback rating if you need better quarterback play than this, then you ain't that good. If he's got to be the very best quarterback just for you to be good, just for you to be a serviceable football team, then you ain't that good. If everything you complaining about is the QB under these circumstances, then your team's not good. I got bad news for you. And everybody that wants to get rid of Jared Goff, let me just tell you, and you heard it here first. If we trade Jared Goff to like a team that's ready-made to win, like let's say a Broncos team who's 31st in sacks allowed and a top 5 defense, it'll be Stafford to the Rams all over again. If Jared Goff was the quarterback of the Broncos, they'd be undefeated. Wouldn't be no 25-point fourth quarter deficits to overcome. He'd be wearing a ball cap in the fourth quarter, drinking Gatorade. If you gave him a top 5 defense and the best offensive line in football. Only reason they got 2 losses is because they got Bo Nix. And Bo Nix plays like Bo Nix for 3 quarters, and then he plays like John Elway for the fourth quarter a lot of the time.
He's still learning on the job.
Yeah, he's young. I'm not throwing Bo Nix out. I praised Bo Nix on this very platform.
Yep.
But let's just be real about it.
But yeah, Bo Nix is no Jared Goff at this stage
no,
of his career.
Not at all. Jared Goff is 4,500 yards and 35-plus touchdowns every season. You can look that up. So at any rate, let's move on, man. Let's discuss let's preview the Green Bay game.
Yeah, man.
Because it's important.
Huge.
And we're going to be without, even as lowly as some of the interior offensive linemen have been, we're going to be without some of them.
Yeah.
Because the center, man, why am I drawing a blank on his name? He's out.
Graham Glasgow.
Graham Glasgow.
Big Graham.
Yeah, he's out tomorrow. So we even getting more depleted.
When did Graham get hurt?
I don't know.
What the hell is going on with these
offensive linemen? Yeah,
pop-up video injuries. Like what's going on?
So the official injury report: Glasgow, Joseph, and Josh Pascal are out. Khalif Raymond, Burke Wright, Terry Arnold, Marcus Davenport, Taylor Decker, Miles Frazier, Tate Ratledge, Panay Sewell, Isaac Tesla, and Saleon Vakai are all questionable.
Yeah. So, yeah, but Graham Glasgow definitely is out. So, we're going to have to be even more fortified in the middle. I think we're going to have to run the ball.
With that defense coming in.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're a good defense. The good thing is that they've had their own challenges offensively.
You're true.
So, Dan Campbell is very good in revenge games.
Yeah.
That's the bright side. And I can't find much other bright side than that, because we historically are not great on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And they smacked us up the first time we played. And they have a very good defensive line, and our offensive line is a little depleted.
Yeah.
But I like the Lions in this spot because they're getting desperate. They the desperate team, and they frankly have to win this game.
Yeah.
They have to win this game for playoff positioning, for the division, for everything.
For all of it.
Yeah. They have to. There's no choice. And again,
because they lose, we'll be in third place, won't we?
We in third place.
I mean, we'll be like solidified, stuck in third.
Yeah, right. I'm like
stuck because we're still with that tie with Green Bay.
Right.
You're figuring that a factor in with all three of those teams being close towards the end of the season.
They technically have a game on us, number one, because they beat us head to head, and that tie doesn't hurt their record. So they're 7-3-1, and we're 7-4. So they're technically a game ahead of us.
So is that a game or a game and a half?
Right. I would have to look, but I think it's definitely at least a game.
Wow.
And then they have the tiebreaker because they beat us head to head. So we need this game. We need this game. We need to get our 8th win, and we need them not to get their 8th win. Let's just, we'll just put it that way. We need them to be 7-4-1, and we need to be 8-4. That's the bottom line. So we need to get this done tomorrow. We need to be playing with urgency, and I expect that we will. So at any rate,
it's going to be tough, man.
It is.
It's going to be tough. Like I said, LaFleur, very capable coach. I think he gets a lot of unwarranted heat. I mean, he does have some brain farts in fourth quarters, but outside of that, I mean, the dude can coach.
Well, I think that what happens with Matt LaFleur, particularly this year, is that people look at your side of the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the offense has struggled. Like, the defense is good, but again, he's not a defensive coach. We said the same thing about Stefanski last week. Like, but even though Matt LaFleur has historically been good offensively, he don't have the same bad track record as Stefanski, where you got 9-10 quarterbacks running your stuff.
Yeah.
He's had 2 quarterbacks, and they both been good in his system. Tradition, even though Jordan Love has struggled a little bit.
I think a lot of it is like people are still in love with that playoff run that Jordan Love had in 2023.
Yeah, right.
And that guy ain't been back.
I mean, he comes back for a game and then he disappears.
That's what I'm saying. They thought that was
he's been up and down. They thought he would continue to ascend.
And that hasn't been the case. I mean, whether it be injuries or having to recover from injuries while playing.
Yep.
But it hasn't been that. But as I say that, watch him show up tomorrow.
Yeah, I know, right.
And
right, yeah.
And light stay
away for one more week.
You know what I mean? Exactly.
Because I think they said Jaden Reed might be back as well.
Okay.
So at any rate, man, we'll move on from there, man. We'll be keeping our eyes on the Green Bay Lions game. We'll obviously be discussing that outcome when we meet again next Wednesday at 8 p.m. or as close as we can get to it. Before we transition from the NFL, man, let's talk about that Shedeur Sanders start.
Oh, yeah.
Shedeur Sanders, 11 of 20, over 200 yards passing, threw a passing touchdown, did throw an interception. But, in his first start, he is the first, I'm going to say he's the first Browns quarterback to win, the first Browns rookie quarterback to win his first start. We don't go back to 1990. That was the Ravens. The Browns have existed since 1999. We're not going back to the Ravens, bro. Y'all don't get that history. That history is in Baltimore now. Since 1999, he's the first rookie to win his first start. So I thought he looked good. He led the entire NFL in yards per attempt on Sunday, and that immediately we saw what we had suspected that we would see if we saw him get a start. Not perfection,
Right.
but the ability to push the ball down the field, the ability to utilize some of the deep threats that they have, the ability to improvise more
Yep.
on the run, to get outside of the pocket and to make some off-schedule plays. But what was your assessment of what you saw from young Shedeur Sanders?
Yeah, I mean, what were we not shocked? I mean, thank goodness. I mean, the football gods couldn't have gave him a better opponent than the Las Vegas Raiders. I mean, you want to talk about a moribund franchise?
Yes.
Good grief! Like, so, that was going within in his favor. I think he probably if you want to kind of nitpick, should have had like 3 touchdowns.
Well, yeah, I know they took him out at the goal line. A lot was made.
Well, I mean, the first deep pass,
right?
I
think Judy fumbled it, right?
I mean, he kind of stumbled after he caught it. Where
Yeah.
if he'd have just kind of caught it clean and stayed upright, but it was one of those like down by contact at the one.
Yeah.
And then it was the other one where he just kind of forgot that the defense was still pursuing.
Right.
So, I mean, there's that. But, the point of the quarterback position is to, you have to manage the game, protect the football.
Definitely.
So he's going to have to get better with that. Shedeur historically kind of gets loosey-goosey with the ball a little bit.
Sure.
More so with handling the ball than throwing the ball. He's never really been a high interception guy.
No, he hasn't.
But like the strips and, those type of fumbles, ball security. That's what I'm looking for. It's something that he'll have to continue to improve on. But yeah, I mean, delivering the ball down the field, that's what you want your quarterback to do. You don't draft your quarterback for checkdowns.
No.
On the first read.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Yeah. And I think that he also, if I'm just critiquing his tendencies, he cannot go backward in the pocket.
Yeah.
Josh Allen can't go backward in the pocket. Nobody can go backward in the pocket in the NFL. That don't work.
It worked for one guy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and even that, like it's a dubious proposition for anybody.
Yes, for sure.
In the NFL, because these monsters are just too good on this level to really run backward. But so I'd like to see him clean up that tendency.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, man, yeah, I thought that he's off to a rousing start. He did the right thing. He's saying all of the right things, and people are trying to bait him into saying things about Kevin Stefanski, and he's like, listen, Coach Stefanski is doing fine. He's
not
doing
according to old Rex.
Right, man. I mean, listen, nobody is taking Rex Ryan seriously. And also, I'll ask you, this will be the last thing, because I don't want to belabor this. I think that, Shedeur can take his bow for his first start. But did you see in the locker room after the game?
I did.
They gave the game ball to the punter, first of all. And, he basically congratulated everybody and then said, another rookie making his first start. Good job, Shedeur.
Yeah, and these are the temptations.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know, man. It's a lot of sassiness in men these days. That's all I can really say about it, man. I had an exchange online earlier.
Well, they said that, Dylan Gabriel didn't get a game ball after his first win either.
I'm not even talking about a game ball. I'm talking about the fact that
the part about it.
Kevin Stefanski won't say Shedeur Sanders' name in a press conference.
Yeah.
That's very sassy behavior. Like, very moist. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the kind of stuff that women do when they just broke up with their boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even saying his name, girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of behavior is that for a man? Yeah. I don't even understand. Like, this is business. you know, like I understand that everybody is a person, right? Everybody is a human being. But when you are in a position of leadership, typically you're supposed to leave your personal feelings aside and you're supposed to concentrate only on the professional aspect of things.
Right.
And typically that's easier for men than it is for women. And I'm not one of these people that doesn't believe that women can lead, because I know that women can thrive in positions of leadership. I'm just talking about what is typical.
Right.
Typically, men can set aside personal feelings and do what needs to be done
For the greater good.
for the greater good and from a professional standpoint.
Right.
But when you see that a man is like, I'm not even saying his name in press conferences. I'm like, I don't even understand a grown man thinking like, first of all, Shadur is young enough to be your son.
Right.
So I don't even understand what kind of beef could exist between you and somebody young enough to be your child, to where you feel that strongly, where you have to, I'm not even saying his name in press conferences.
The thing about it that's perplexing to me is okay, I mean, maybe he rubbed you guys the wrong way during the draft process and all of that.
Though.
I get that. But damn it, we're in week 12 now
Right.
at this point. Like, there's nothing that has transpired where y'all haven't been able to come off of it a little bit on this kid. Like,
I mean,
what is?
He didn't insult you personally. He ain't
That's
try
what
to
I'm-
sleep with your wife.
That's
bro.
what
Like,
I'm trying to get
even
at.
if
Like,
he did something goofy, he's a 22-year-old
what-
child.
Like, what is it about him? Because you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
we've all been around someone that we have flat out, let's just say it, we have prejudged.
Yeah, and
Where it's
or
just
we don't like.
or we just don't like, or
Yeah.
it's just something I don't like. But then after being exposed to that person, it's like, he's kind of cool. Or
You was like, hey, they not my cup of tea, but we can work
right,
together.
exactly.
We can do what we have to do to be professional.
He's not the boogeyman.
I can say their name.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can at least say their name when I'm addressing them.
Like, I don't understand it. Like, how at this point of the season they have yet to at least, I don't want to even say they, like, as Kevin Stefanski, how do you just not agree on the bottom line? But,
yeah, man. No, I mean, it's very weird behavior.
And this is a smart dude, like from like a family of smart people.
Yeah, and it's not it's not a behavior that I can relate to. Again, I don't know. I don't know what happens with a man that behaves that way. I've seen women behave that way. I've never seen a man behave that way.
No, I mean, it's like
that's all I can really say.
It's like the stuff of villains. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I hate this guy. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like some villainous
why
type
is
stuff.
why are your personal feelings that caught up in
it's perplexing to me. It's like, why is he being that defiant at every turn?
Yeah, this is very, very, very weird.
Interested to see. I wonder what'll happen if they keep winning and he gets better as they win. I wonder how that tone changes.
Oh, I mean,
or if it changes.
You know, that's a great question. I have a very definitive opinion about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I believe Kevin Stefanski should lose his job.
Oh, you mean if the Browns like start winning out?
Yeah,
I think he's gone regardless.
I don't.
I think he's gone regardless. I honestly think he's gone regardless.
I think he should lose his job.
I think he's
if Shadur Sanders proves to be the quarterback of the future, and you dickered around for all of those games, frustrated everybody,
right,
the fan base included, all of the media, like you said, rage baited everybody, wouldn't say his name, acted like a punk in all of the press conference, you should be terminated.
I mean, I agree, but I think not only that, and then you could probably just, I guess, add this on it, like the steel chair over the top. I think Joe Flacco got him fired.
Yeah, I mean,
I think Joe Flacco.
Too.
I think Joe Flacco gets him fired.
Yeah, I mean, Baker Mayfield should have got him fired.
Bro, because it was just so immediate. Like Joe Flacco was like leading the league in passing yards until.
I mean, because we talked about Brian Dable.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure Daniel Jones factored into him getting fired.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Jones being an MVP candidate didn't help Brian Daboll's case.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
how come he over there doing that and he couldn't do that over here?
Well, I mean, he does have Jonathan Taylor.
What, he has Saquon Barkley. Like, how about we just keep that band together?
Yeah.
But I digress.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's fair because he had prime Saquon.
Yeah, and that's when he was having his best years.
Yeah.
By the way, that's when he got his contract extension.
That's true.
That's when Daniel Jones. That's when people thought Daniel Jones was going to be good.
Finally got over the hump.
Yeah,
then he fell off, and then he had Tommy DeVito.
But I digress. Oh man, man, let's move on to some NBA.
Good luck, Shador. But yeah,
because it's funny how much difference a few hours could make. I was very excited to talk about the Pistons winning streak, but it very inauspiciously came to an end just before we walked in here.
Yeah.
Against the Boston Celtics in the in-season tournament.
How ironic is that?
Yeah, I know. I mean, not that I care about the in-season tournament anymore.
No, just the fact that it's the Celtics.
Yeah.
It was the all teams.
Celtics.
Of all teams, it had to be the Celtics.
And, I think that all of these people getting healthy all at once has complicated things.
Yep.
The rotations look clunky. They look out of whack. Like you were looking it up, Paul Reed was a DNP coach's decision tonight. Karis LeVert, for some reason, played 24 minutes. That's no disrespect to Karis LeVert, but Dennis Jenkins had 5 games where he was averaging 20 points per game, and now he's being relegated to 7 and 8 minutes per game. Like he can't get a rhythm. You taking minutes from guys who were in a nice rhythm and giving them to guys who are basically just getting back. I mean, Jaden Ivey has got to get healthy again because I like Duncan Robinson. I do. I think he keeps the floor spread. But I'm sorry, in high leverage situations, he's a net zero player because he's so bad on defense. And also, when he tries to do anything other than just spot up shoot, it don't look good.
No.
Like, he tried to throw a oop to Jalen Duren earlier in this game, and it was like, not only did it get stolen, but then right on the other end, they went straight down to the other end, put him in pick and roll, made him the defensive matchup, and Jaylen Brown got an and one. It was like it was like a one-man 5-point swing.
Yeah.
Like all that one. It was every reason why I understand why JB Bickerstaff wants to get Jaden Ivey, reacclimated into the rotation and probably back into the starting lineup. Duncan Robinson should be coming off the bench. I'm fine with him being the 7th, 8th man coming off the bench because he can keep the floor spread. I don't like Beef Stew being put back on the bench
at all.
The best starting lineup is with him and Duren in the front court. Tonight, I mean, I don't want to start analyzing each Pistons game because that's just too much, but Boston's starting center was in street clothes. Jalen Duren had 12 points.
Yeah.
He should have been in the paint just going berserk all night. We had like 40-something paint points. I mean, we just did not go inside at all. So I don't understand what the game plan was tonight. The rotation to me felt like it kept everybody out of rhythm other than Cade.
Well,
who, Cade is
wasted a 40 ball.
Yeah, I mean, and Cade is a gifted scorer. Like he's the one guy who is a gifted offensive player. So he doesn't need minutes to get a rhythm.
No.
He's that one special player, but everybody else does. Everybody else needs minutes. They need to be out on the floor. They need to be warmed up.
Touches, yeah, for
they
sure.
need touches to get a rhythm.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and I understand. I mean, I don't want to make too much of it in late November because I understand that he's got to tinker and figure out what he has and who should be out there.
Mm-hmm.
But we still need to stack wins. You know, like Cleveland is going to get healthy. They're not going to always have 5 rotation players out. They're going to get healthy eventually.
Indiana's going to get healthy.
Yeah, and listen, I know we only got 3 losses, but one of them is a very lopsided loss to Cleveland at full strength.
Well,
they showed us what it looks like when they have full strength. So we need to stack wins. We need to get right, and we need to make sure that we keep our foot on the pedal because, you know, we need to establish a good 9-man rotation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe a 10th man on nights where the game is lopsided one way or the other. But running 11 people and, you know, this one getting in for a few minutes and come on, man.
Yeah,
we got to do better than that. It looks clunky, and it's got to be cleaned up. And I understand, you know, we can't be losing to shorthanded teams, and we can't be struggling to beat the Indiana Pacers, who got like 3 NBA players and a bunch of two-way guys. That's not acceptable. And listen, and maybe it sounds crazy to be complaining about a 15-3 team, but this is professional sports, and in professional sports, the future is now. Everything is urgent. Everything. There's no such thing as we can put it on cruise control and we can just coast and everything is fine and it's a long seat. No. Does Oklahoma City is the defending champ? Do they look like they on cruise control?
Yes. But that's just because they
right,
beating the brakes off
right,
everybody.
Yeah. I guess that was a loaded question. But
Right.
they look like they on cruise control in the other direction.
They're doing it via destruction.
Yeah. So at any rate, man, I'll take your thoughts on the Pistons, man, before we move on. I just had to.
Yeah, no, I mean, I hear you, but you know, let me say, congratulations, fellas, on 13 straight. It was impressive.
Absolutely.
For you know, a nice chunk of that was using reserve players.
Yes,
and tied a franchise record, by the way.
Yeah,
absolutely.
With
Yes.
the 04 and with the 1990.
Yep.
Yeah, 04. Last 2 times we did that, we did win a championship.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, I give them props for that. But to your point, we spoke about it last week. We got a depth problem.
Yeah.
And now JB has to earn his dollars and navigate through it. And thus far, since we've gotten Ivy back and we've gotten Tobias back, it hasn't looked good.
No.
It hasn't looked, and I get it. I mean, it's a problem because Tobias did come back with his hair on fire. And
yeah, he's playing well.
And you know, he looked like Tobias.
Yeah.
And whatever progress you can see from Jaden Ivey, you're taking it.
Of course.
You know, I want to see
he hasn't played in 11 months. You know, it's going to take him some time to look like.
Oh, well, you can tell. You can tell he's been lifting and not running because he just hasn't been able to.
Right.
And that'll come. You know, we get that. And he needs it. We need it. We're better for it. And we want to see what that final product really looks like with Apex Cade, Apex Ivy, Apex Duran playing together.
Yes.
And then eventually you hope, you know, Asar catches up and, you know, Stu continues to play his role. I don't understand why Isaiah Stewart's not in the starting lineup.
I don't understand that.
My defensive purposes, period, he should start.
Yep. I agree.
My bottom line, especially if you're going to continue to start, to your point, Duncan Robinson.
Yeah. And
I like Dunk. I know you be hard on Dunk, but I don't think Duncan Robinson signed that contract thinking he was going to start for the Pistons.
No. and I don't mean to marginalize Duncan Robinson. That certainly is not my intention. I say what I say about Duncan Robinson because he can't be your starting shooting guard.
Right.
It's Tim Hardaway Jr.
Oh, I agree.
All over again on steroids.
No, I agree with you.
That's
I agree with you. No, we're definitely better where he's, like you say, a 7th, 8th guy.
You put him down in the rotation where he can come and keep the floor spread. And to your point about Stewart, if he's going to continue to shoot 38, 39% from 3, he can keep the floor spread. You know, it's not so crowded with him and Duran.
Yeah, but he needs to start because, like I said, if you're starting Duncan Robinson and he's playing 2 guard, hey, man, he's going to be calling help a lot. And that's what Isaiah Stewart does best.
Correct. He rim protects.
So I just don't understand that. And like I said, I get that Tobias has come back and looks back to form, more or less. But we got to work that out. And also, my man Dennis Jenkins and Javonte Green getting 10 and 8 minutes respectively.
Nah, I don't like it. I'm with you. I don't like it.
Not gonna be able to do it.
Yeah, I feel like you killing their confidence. You killing the momentum they had,
Bruh.
and flat out the guys that are replacing those minutes are not doing as well.
No, and here's the thing though. Those were the guys that were like kind of cultivating the identity and the theme for the season.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Like the whole kind of
the
effort we hear attitude.
Yeah.
So
I'm with you. I don't care for what I'm seeing.
So to kind of dilute that now. And again, JB is paid and he, have more basketball knowledge in his pinky than I do.
Of course.
A family of basketball minds. I respect it and get it.
I do. But, and I like JB.
Yeah.
I'm a supporter. I'm not here running him down. But we,
we're confused.
We owe to everybody has one family honesty. That's the one thing
you're gonna get by this.
Yeah, you're gonna get honesty when you come here. If we confused about something, we gonna tell you we confused about it. We not in the bag with the Pistons organization, with the Lions, with the Red Wings, with the Tigers, none of them. We come here and we owe you honesty.
Yeah, because it's like, I mean, you gotta take those minutes from Jenkins.
Yeah. Right, you got to let him if he's gonna Twitter him away, let him do that. But you can't. And again, and maybe let me be fair to JB. Maybe Trajan Langdon needs to help him. Maybe he need to help him out by just swinging a trade right quick.
Hey man,
get some of these people off the roster.
Hey man.
That really might be the answer.
And we heard you people. We get it.
No,
Jalen Green is not the answer, bro. They
Negroes with painted nails are not received well by the city, bro.
The people were not having that, and I love y'all for it.
Yeah, dudes with painted nails do not get love in the city, though.
But I did think about something though, and I wanted to run this by you. And screw it, since we're on the air, the holiday edition.
Yeah, let's go.
And I had two names in my head.
Okay.
And I don't know how the salaries match up or anything. Like I didn't put it through the NBA trade machine.
Okay.
But I'm just thinking of like team fit, where we're at, where these players are at, and how they can fit in terms of what we're trying to do. So instead of Jalen Green, how about, I think we can get him cheaper. Similar type of athlete.
Yeah.
Older.
Mm-hmm.
But what about Zach LaVine?
Man, I knew you was about to say Zach LaVine. I just knew it. I like Zach. Like Zach LaVine.
Can he be coached?
I think so. I mean, I think Zach is a piece that would fit. He's interesting, man, because he is a guy who is not a volume shooter.
Right.
He's the same kind of thing. But he can score without shooting a lot. He seems to just get hot, but he is up and down.
Yeah, that's my thing about him too. He offensively, see, the reason why I thought of him was just not necessarily the name per se. I was kind of more so thinking fit. I'm like, he can get hot.
He can get hot.
And the prospect of his athleticism on the perimeter defensively, if he can buy in.
Right.
And what I mean by buy in is coming here and acknowledging the fact that this is Cade Cunningham's team.
Of course.
And the culture of this team is defense, toughness. We make the extra plays. We play for the next guy. We play for the name on the front, not the back, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and Sacramento is about to have a fire sale, too. They're about to rebuild.
And I think about our guy Beasley and how he was able to do that last year and essentially have the best year of his professional career.
Mm-hmm.
if Zach LaVine can come in and maybe get a little bit if we can get a little bit of that,
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe that's something in terms of like that problem of having another perimeter guy who can create their own offense when we have those lulls.
Yeah, no, I'm not opposed to that. I wouldn't be opposed to giving up Tobias, Sasser, and your favorite player, Ron Holland.
The Adventures of Ron Holland II.
and maybe bringing in a Zach LaVine. I'm just trying to figure out like where he would fit,
Right.
In terms of what we gonna do with Jay Ivey.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's some redundancy between those two in their games.
Mhm.
But
That's fair.
That's a good problem to have, though.
Like I want, like, in my perfect world, I would like for Zach LaVine, if he came here, to kind of be like the Iggy. Where
Yeah.
it's like, if it's a matchup night where he has to start because of the matchup dictates him to start, he'll do it. But if not, he doesn't bitch about it, and he's all right, cool. I'm sixth guy tonight.
But he's a better scorer to me
than
Iguodala, and he can stretch the floor.
Yeah.
He's a really good 3-point shooter.
And then
you know what? I'm gonna check the number, but I think that he's a really good 3-point shooter. Yeah, he's 38.6, almost 39%.
Just
from
for
three.
clarification,
Yep.
Zach LaVine is under contract for the rest of this year at $46 million, basically, and then he has a player option for next year at $49 million.
God, man, these NBA contracts. He's a 50 guy.
Yeah, you're 50.
Oh Lord, man!
Yeah.
No wonder no one's interested in that contract.
That's why he
was that from the Minnesota contract?
Probably.
That's the Chicago.
That's the Chicago.
Yeah.
Oh, well, him and
DeRozan.
him and DeMar went to Chicago.
Yep, DeRozan. Yep.
And that one summer where everybody was throwing money around.
Mm-hmm.
Man, yeah, that's not a 50, the 46 and 49. That's tough. That changes
that's
things.
a lot of, because now you're gonna have to find another player.
That changes things.
Because so Ron Holland, Tobias, and Sasser don't get you to the 49.
You would damn near have to throw in Ivy.
You're right. You would have to, probably throw you, and maybe even somebody else.
Yeah, that's tough. See, that changes it.
Yeah.
Like, again, disclaimer, I didn't throw it into the plug and play trade machine. And then another name that I had, and this is just a personal, like, hashtag man crush basketball wise thing in terms of, like, I just always thought he should have been a Piston. He should have been drafted a Piston.
Okay.
And I think this franchise is close to just kind of saying the hell with it and breaking it up in terms of being a contender. And that's one Bobby Portis.
Oh, I mean, I love Bobby Portis.
I think Giannis is going to make a decision here in the next couple of weeks in terms of whether he's going to sink or swim with the Bucks. And if it goes the other way and they start fire selling, I want to get a hold of Bobby Portis, because I think Bobby Portis with a young Jalen Duren in his ear with Stu come playoff time.
Right.
Now you've got a level of toughness playoff time. And Bobby Portis can get you 20 points in a playoff game.
No doubt.
And he's a defender, he's a rebounder, and the dude just got East Side written all over.
I mean, listen, bro, we gonna need a GoFundMe for the technical foul. And I will gladly contribute to it. That technical foul fund GoFundMe will be sponsored by Claremont. Yeah, no doubt.
I'm here for it.
So with Bobby Portis, he's on a 3-year contract, $43.5 million, player option in the 3rd year.
Okay, it's 43.5 per, or that's
no, that's the total. That's the total.
Oh yeah, okay.
13.4 in the first this year, 14.5 next year, and then the player option 16.
Swing my doors, dog. That's Ron Holland and Marcus Sasser, dog. Right. Man, it's a couple more things, man. Since we talking NBA, let's get to your man LeBron, dog. He's made his season debut now. He's played 3 games. I started to talk about it last time, but I wanted to let it marinate. I wanted to see how it looked a few games in. And as I suspected, each game has been different. Like The first game, he scored 11 points. I think he dished out 12
12
assists.
assists.
And people like, oh, see, he gonna fit in. He gonna. I'm like, yeah, stop it. LeBron with a 20% usage rate. Lions don't grow up to be Tigers. This is not year 3. This year 23. LeBron's gonna want the ball in his hand. So the next game, a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? And then last night, 26 points. I'm like, yeah, that's more. That's gonna be more in line.
That's what it's gonna be like
with what we are going to see, which they may or may not be able to sustain that level of offense, because I think they put up with 140 points last night or something insane like that. It was a big number, but
against the Clippers.
Yeah, because the Clippers, they've given up on playing defense.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
I mean, they all 100 years old, so but yeah, it was 135 to 118.
I mean, you've got James Harden, a legendary matador,
right?
And
yeah,
I mean, Kawhi Leonard with the knees.
Yeah,
of
the
Rick
body's
Barry today.
The body's giving up.
Yeah, come on.
But what do you foresee, man? How far can the Lakers go? I'm hearing people say, man, they're gonna be a tough out. In my opinion, I mean, I'll skip right to the good part. There's no planet on which they beat OKC in a 7-game series. Maybe not even Denver or Houston. But
I mean,
I think if they rolling, if they fully healthy and rolling, I think they'll be an entertaining series with anybody. But the Oklahoma City Thunder at full strength, it's hard for me to see the Lakers being even competitive with them. I mean, I just feel like they're gonna play too fast. The Lakers do have, the good thing is they got 3 ball handlers.
Yeah, they do.
That's going to help, but it's not gonna help enough. I mean, that's not gonna be enough,
man,
to keep those kids at bay. I mean, they gonna be all over.
Hey, man. Laker fans, and I'm a Luka guy. I'm like the president of the International Luka Doncic Coalition. I am.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. A lot of what you said is right.
Yeah.
They're going to look good. They're going to win a lot of games.
Mm-hmm.
And those games will end sometime in May.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a first round exit.
Yeah.
Because
they might win a round.
They may, depending on their matchup, they may get around.
Yeah,
but it depends on how they seed out. If they seed out anywhere lower than 4,
right? Yep. Yeah.
They're in trouble because they can't guard anybody.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, up top, it's not happening.
No.
Luka, he's gotten in better shape. He has. He gets his hands on more balls.
Pause.
Yeah, pause. There's even no way there's no way. I'll try to tighten it up. And he's playing the passing lanes better.
Yeah,
let's say that. But they still have no real rim protector. No one's scared of DeAndre Ayton or Jackson Hayes. They're just not. Marcus Smart isn't what he used to be on the perimeter.
No.
So when it comes to situational basketball in the playoffs, when we're talking a half-court set and a team needs a bucket or even transition if you have to get back, what are you going to do, like you say, against OKC, against Denver, against Houston, against Minnesota?
Yeah. Nah. I mean, I'm with you. I think that, I think that the Lakers could, they could sneak around and maybe get a top 3 seed, maybe get that 4 seed, but because on a given night they're gonna be a tough team to beat. I think that there's gonna be good vibes around there.
Well, I mean, you got Luka Doncic and LeBron,
right?
Like, I mean, but
and I think Austin Reeves is a great number 3. He's an outstanding number 3. So
they're going to have to depend on what I think is it's going to come down a lot. They're going to have to hope that they play a lot of games that are close near the end where their playmakers can just do what they do and win out. And I just don't think in the playoffs it'll get you that because I just think they're going to get their doors blown off because they can't get key stops.
I agree. Yeah. I think defensively, they are challenged. And you're right. The backline defense, DeAndre Ayton has proven that his backline defense is just not going to be good enough But yeah, I do think that they, with the experience that they have, they got great scores. They got guys that can go off, guys that can get hot. They do have some things that will pose some challenges.
Yeah, it's gonna look good.
I agree.
Yeah, they're gonna be formidable.
But in the playoffs, when the game slows down, when there's more half court sets, you're not running as much. It's just I don't see a world where they can beat the Oklahoma City Thunder. Probably not Denver either because of Nikola Jokic and how he can control a half court game.
Oh Lord.
I just don't see it.
But
But
I mean, with no AD, unless they get AD back, which they might.
I mean,
anything's possible
if he's healthy.
That's true too. And if AD's upright.
Right.
But I mean, like, can you in a 7-game series, Kevin Durant, Alperen Sengun against those guys?
Right. The concern that I have about Houston is that they don't have ball handlers. I fear that, especially like thinking about them against like a Oklahoma City. Boy, Oklahoma City's gonna run.
Oh yeah, I don't have Houston beating Oklahoma City.
They're gonna
I have Houston beating the Lakers.
Yeah, they might. Yeah, I feel like they could get turned over a lot because they don't have ball handlers. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, the lack of point guard play, it could come back and they're trying to like incorporate Reed Shepherd into it.
Shepherd. He's playing okay. He's playing pretty decent.
But he's better off the ball, though.
He is.
Yeah, he's better off the ball.
The fact that they don't have a true point guard, a distributor, somebody that starts the offense.
Yeah, Van Fleet being gone, it was just
that hurt.
Yes,
that was the death blow. Like I felt like that was the death blow to their opportunity to go all the way. They still might be tough to beat because they're very big. They're gonna win the rebounding battle every night.
Yeah,
but I just feel like they're gonna get turned over a lot. I don't think there's not gonna be any way to avoid that once they get to the playoffs and the ball pressure is raised. It's not like it's not regular season ball pressure in the playoffs. The teams are gonna press up on that ball, and they're gonna get turned over more. There's just no.
Well, yeah, they're not gonna. You're definitely not gonna let Sengun bring up the ball, unmolested.
Right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like he's gonna be pressured all day. So.
All right, yeah, that's fair. And then maybe they'll make a move. You think? And speaking of point guards, man, let me get your opinion. What's up? What's your thoughts on John Morant, man?
I mean, man, listen, I think little guys who can't shoot, they have a shelf life in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what it is. And, my favorite player was Isaiah Thomas. He made me love watching basketball. I remember watching him when I was 6, 7, 8. I was just talking about this. And he's the first guy that I remember being able to control the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like if Isaiah wanted to come out and get 11, 12 assists, he could do that. If he wanted to come out and score 40, he could do that too. That's why I was having that conversation. We were talking about point guards, obviously because Chris Paul said that this would be his last season.
Thank God. Man.
And people were ranking point guards, as we tend to do, and talking about where Chris Paul ranks.
Right.
And I said it's always hard for me to put John Stockton over Isaiah, even though John Stockton's got some really outstanding distinctions. It's because they actually had careers that overlap, and I saw them on the court together, and Isaiah owned John Stockton. He
used to get brutal, dog.
Yeah, I'm like, I saw when I was 10 years old the game where Isaiah dropped 44 on John Stockton on 15 or 22 shooting. I saw it, and that was after they announced
the Dream
would
Team.
Be on the Dream Team.
Yep.
And I saw him about to do it again when Karl Malone elbowed him in the face. Yeah. He like, no, not tonight, bro.
And didn't nobody on our team do nothing. I'm still mad about
it. Bill Laimbeer did, and he got ejected. Remember, he smashed him in the face like with 2 fists, like a gorilla, and got ejected from the game immediately after he did that because he knew he did it on purpose. But But I'm like, but unless you a small guard like that can control the game, like you can get 12 assists if you want, you can get 40 points if you want. Isaiah could shoot it. Isaiah could get in the paint. You know what I'm saying? Like he could do it all.
Mhm.
And I'm like, unless you that kind of small guard, like an Allen Iverson could do it all. You know what I'm saying? Unless you that kind of small guard, you know, it's gonna be hard for you. Ja Morant is an explosive athlete,
Mhm.
but he's a small guard. So he's always gonna be in street clothes because you got a shelf life. Eventually your body's going to start giving out. He 175 pound, 6'1", right? Yeah, soaking wet, carrying a
I was
big
about to
screen.
say-
Yeah, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. And I saw the exchange that him and Clay got into, and I thought what Clay said was mature. I mean, like there's a lack of accountability with Ja. We've seen some of that, and I'm not gonna get all into his personal stuff, but
Right, yeah.
but just as a player, I think that
We all thought he'd be somewhere different than where he is
correct.
right now.
But I knew that there was a strong possibility that there would be a lot of meat left on the bone because he's a small guy who can't shoot and depended a lot on his athleticism, and he was picking himself up off the floor a lot.
Right.
That's another thing. Even Allen Iverson, like those guys tend to go down quick. Like,
Right.
Like when Allen Iverson lost the athleticism, it fell apart fast.
But Allen Iverson, to your point, he said he didn't like lifting weights.
Yeah.
And Ja Morant, I mean, you've seen the blueprint in front of you.
Yep.
Like I said, I don't know anything about his personal life or but I mean, from what you can kind of see, is like, does it look like he's like did some hard work on his body?
No.
You know what I mean? Like usually when guys are that skinny, when they working out and they get serious about working out, you can tell real fast. Especially when you're talking like NBA millionaire diet money.
But the thing is, though, I think there is a misconception, though. Sometimes, though, your genetics will not, it's not going to, like, you could work out all day. I
agree.
You could try to bulk all day. Sometimes your frame is your frame.
I get it, but he doesn't look like, for example, take for example, like a Rajon Rondo.
Yeah.
It was a point physically where you looked at Rajon Rondo from the time he was out of Kentucky.
Yeah.
Till, he was around about year 6, 7 in Boston.
Yeah.
You could tell, okay, he was in the weight room.
Yeah, but he was more beefy than Ja Morant.
He was a pretty, I think in college, I want to say Rondo was 170.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But Ja Morant 175 and he 26 or whatever, or 25. That's what I'm saying. Like some dudes just ain't about to, like you said, when I said 175, you like, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like he was probably 160 coming out of college.
Yeah, he's probably about 165.
Yeah, he's wiry. But some dudes, like the weight is not going to hold on their frame.
Right. And I'm not saying that he has to turn himself into Lee Haney or anything like that. You get what but it just looked like to me, he didn't look or play like he was getting stronger.
Yeah.
Like Cade plays and looks stronger, and Cade's a vegan.
Right, but Cade is a
you
a big person.
Exactly, but even still, you can look at his body and tell that okay, he's done work.
Eat spinach. All three, but Cade is a big. You know what I'm saying? Like Cade is a physical guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
He's a bigger guy, but I'm saying you can look at him. You can look at a person and tell. My point is, you can look at a person and tell that when they're working out or not.
Yeah, I mean.
Like you can
I tend to agree that you'll see some games.
Like you
even if a guy is not a big person.
Right.
But genetically, some dude, just like Zion, though, like people like, man, he need to lose weight. I'm like, bro, he's 20. He play basketball 8 hours a day. That's as small as he ever gonna be, though.
Yeah, unless he has some type of surgery.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, unless he has some sort of medical intervention. That's as small as he gonna be. Like your metabolism ain't getting any better than it is at 20 and you playing basketball 8 hours a day. I don't care what his diet is. I'm like, that's the best shape he gonna be in right there. Like even he could tweak his diet and he could get some gains. He could lose some fat in some areas. But I'm like, but his frame is large.
Yeah, he's just gonna be a big guy.
He's gonna be a big dude. That's why I'm like sometimes you can't defy your genetics.
I agree with you.
You know what I'm saying? Like like my doctor, he like, the BMI chart says that I should be 185. I'm like, I'd have to adopt a crack habit to be 185. Like, I'm not gonna be 185 again. My son is a college track athlete that runs all the time. When he was first in college, he ran 2 miles a day. He was watching what he ate. He drank plenty of water all the time. He's 6'1", 6'2", like 6'1", 6'2", just like me. Same frame, same everything. Guess how much he weighed? 185 pounds.
I was about to say he was probably fighting to stay at 185.
He 200 now.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And he still run track. He still do the same stuff. But I'm like, it's the frame. I'm like, you can't fight your genetics, bro. Like, and he in shape. I'm like, he's not out of shape, but he's still struggling to get under 200.
Yeah,
I'm like, our frames are large. I'm like, we just large framed people.
Right.
I'm like, it's not that, I'm like, I exercise, I watch what I eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't eat like a pig. I'm like, I watch what I eat. I'm like, my frame just big. I'm like, I get to 250 and be happy. Like, I'm doing it, bro.
Right.
Because I've been 330 pounds in my adult life. But I digress, man. I got 2 more burning questions for
All
you.
right.
Then I want to I did want to touch on Michigan, Ohio State, but these are real brief. Couple of things, man. The injuries that are happening in the NBA, man. What do you make of them? Because I got a graphic.
Well,
I'll just read off a few of the names that are on this graphic, man, that are hurt and out right now. Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis, Jalen Williams, Victor Wembanyama, Ja Morant, Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, Kawhi Leonard. He came back last night. But Giannis is out, Jason Tatum, Tyrese Halliburton, Damian Lillard, Joel Embiid, Bam Adebayo, Paolo Banchero, and Trae Young. And there's more, but those are just guys who were either all-stars or all-NBA players last year. And what do you make of the injury situation? Is it, because I think my feelings are well documented. In my opinion, I point my finger of blame directly at load management. I think these guys are not equipped because of load management to play 82 game seasons. And when they start playing playoffs and they start playing more games closer together, longer, the body just gives out because everything is being done now to space out games. No more back-to-backs, no more 3 games in 5 nights. Then as soon as the playoffs come, you start seeing Achilles popping.
Yep.
You start seeing calf strains. Because now the playoffs have to be a more rigorous schedule. They got to be every other night. They got to be 2-3 games. They got to be, there's no back-to-backs, but it's definitely every other night. You know what I'm saying? So now the games got to be closer together. They more intense. They harder fought. They a different style of basketball. And then boom, guys are dropping like flies. And it's because the load management has gotten the body in a situation where, oh no, we take back-to-backs off.
Yeah.
And the schedule makers don't even schedule 3 games in 5 nights. They don't schedule anymore, 3 games in 4 nights or 4 games in 7 nights. You know what I'm saying? Like the schedule makers space everything out, except for when we get to the playoffs. Yep. But what say the People's Champ?
Yeah, I guess the new buzz words around this is pace of play.
Oh yeah,
that's like
I heard somebody say that.
That's like the main culprit. Where I guess I forgot the years, but it's like now the NBA players per game are running something like 34.6 miles per game with the pace of play, and doing that over the course of 82 games. So I guess for a prolonged amount of time is we're now seeing the results of it with all of these soft tissue injuries. like I said, I wish I had the numbers, but it was God, I want to say since this is like the quickest pace of play that we've had since like the early like 2000s,
Yeah.
something like that. And it was like by a significant amount. But now that you factor in the a lot of the 4 games and 5 nights, which they didn't have before, and you factor in just the constant beating and running back and forth, I'm not saying that's it, but I know that's something that
Yeah,
the
that
NBA have looked into and that has found, I guess, some there, so to speak.
Yeah. I'd like to see the analytics on that because I'm calling BS. But and then the other
Hold
thing,
on, I got something. I
Go
would
ahead.
I would like to think that both of those are both factors, but I also think a factor is the specialization of youth sports.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
oh, for
Because
sure.
you think they playing longer and they playing one sport?
it's I don't know what I saw it on, but somebody pretty much said like you got to think about it. They working the same muscles over and over.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like
overuse injuries. Yeah,
yeah,
that's what they call it.
and so like the days of people being in high school being 3-star for 3-sport 4-sport athletes, those days are over pretty much.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So it's just like they don't you don't and I don't think people realize like those different sports you actually working on different muscles and whatnot.
yes, yeah. No, I made sure that that Josh played 2 sports.
I wonder if they're starting to do studies on that and how far back they would have to go, because I think there's definitely something there. And like if they could pinpoint when did this like youth basketball frenzy type of deal start, where you've got all of these tournaments, all of these shoe sponsored leagues where you've got kids from the time they're 8 years old
Yeah,
playing like 3 games a day for the entire summer, pounding those growth plates.
And it's
yeah,
not just basketball, you got baseball with all the
Yep.
Tommy Johns as well.
Travel baseball. I mean, they're telling you now, if you're a prospect with a pro arm, to just go ahead and get the Tommy John in high school.
yeah. I you know,
They're saying just go get it cut. If you think your kid's going to be one of those ones, like if he's like 15, 16 years old and he's throwing like in the 90s with movement,
yeah.
they're saying just go and get it cut now so it can grow back
I
stronger
can't
already.
remember if
And
it was my son's pediatrician or one of his personal one of his trainers, but they told us they was like, don't just run track all year.
Mhm,
They was like, because you'll get overuse injuries,
mhm.
and he never had an injury.
Yep.
They because he played football.
They
I think
split it up.
yeah, they
Mhm.
told us that when he was like 9.
Yep.
They was like, do not make sure you do not play just one thing. And so yeah, we took him to 10U football, and and of course he loved football anyway. So
And that's crazy because if you think about it, when you get to pro level athletes, the far majority of them are well-rounded athletes where
Yeah.
they can play more than one
Oh,
sport
absolutely.
throughout the year growing. Like we seen it most when we were growing up, the guy that was the great at basketball was great at football.
Yeah,
Probably could
absolutely.
swim.
Yeah, right.
You
Yeah,
know what I
play
mean? Probably
baseball,
was
yeah.
fast as hell.
Yeah, run
I
some
mean,
track. Yeah,
so yeah, man, I definitely think that's absolutely a part of it as well.
yeah, definitely. And then the other thing that I'm gonna ask you, man, since you are, the president of the Luka Doncic International Fan Club, is Luka Doncic the most? Is he the best scorer in basketball? Because I have a definite opinion on this too.
Is he the best scorer?
Yeah, and because I heard somebody say that he is, and it's inarguable.
I'm going to have to say, as president of the International Luka Doncic Coalition, I have to regrettably say that Luka Doncic is not the best scorer in basketball.
I concur.
Okay, are we all on the same page of who he is?
I don't know.
I have a definite opinion. My
I do
opinion,
as well.
My
but-
opinion is Shea Gilgeous Alexander. I think it's SGA.
Okay.
That's who I believe is the best pure scorer in basketball right now.
Oh, well, you cheated now. You said pure score the whole time, or you just said score?
Best scorer right now. Current best scorer.
I don't
right
care
now.
how you define it.
Yeah. He has it's SGA to me. SGA right now is working on what would be his fourth straight season of averaging more than 30 points per game on 50+% shooting.
I saw a stat after one game that had SGA without any points in the fourth quarter, still second in the NBA in scoring.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah,
and,
I mean,
and he's drinking Gatorade for most fourth quarters.
What he sat out, 8 fourth quarters?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He chilling. And to me, so just for context, Steph Curry, LeBron James, Kevin Durant have done it 4 times combined. Over 30 points per game on over 50+% shooting. They've done it 4 times combined. This would be his 4th straight season doing it if he completes it now. He's the best scorer in basketball, in my opinion. Luka Doncic has never done it. He's never averaged over 30 points per game on 50+% shooting. Now, Luka is definitely in the conversation. Let me say that. Like it's not a wild statement. I just disagree with it. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't like what? You know what I'm saying? Like
No,
I just disagree. I think that SGA right now,
Luka shoots more threes.
Correct. He shoots more threes and he's a less efficient scorer. I think that just the way SGA just get it done, it's hella efficient.
If somebody came to me and said Luka Doncic had the potential to be the best scorer in the NBA, I would wholeheartedly agree.
I
but
agree.
To say he is the best scorer in the NBA right now with what SGA is doing, that's just
cap.
preposterous.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, cap. Nope. I'm like, it's SGA. I'm like, but it's not a preposterous statement. I did say that. I'm like, it's not preposterous. I just disagree. But yeah, I just thought that was an interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Luka's playing fourth quarters.
Yeah, Luka is crazy. I mean, and then OKC is just so damn good. Like they're so good right now.
The Ringer put out their top 100 lists today. They updated their top 100 NBA player list today.
Oh God,
I'm not taking for what it's worth, but OKC had 8 players on the list.
Yeah, that's insane.
Damn,
that's crazy.
That's wild.
And then, man, give me a prediction for Michigan, Ohio State, man, and we'll close on that.
You want to do it, or can I take over?
I mean, man, listen, you know, I'm the Michigan State guy, man.
Because I know what I said last week.
I'm going to reserve.
Don't make me say it.
I'm going to reserve my, listen, man.
Don't make me.
Hey, look, I know what I said last week.
Ohio State should be a tough opponent.
I know what I said last week. But if the weather is going to be like it is, they're saying it's going to be on Saturday.
Okay.
What's the one position you don't want to be miserable on the field?
Quarterback.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you going to put your money on being able to, because if it's windy and whatnot, then, and I just want to say both Jeremiah Smith and Jordan Marshall are seemingly good to go.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Both offenses have their best possible available weapon. But who would you expect to be able to deal with and not be miserable in what is looking like to be the first real winter day of Michigan? The kid that grew up in Michigan or the kid from California who's just playing his first meaningful snaps in football after going to Alabama, sitting out a year, and then being the backup. Well, not even the backup last year.
Well, I mean, listen, man, that all sounds very compelling.
And but
let me
at the end of the day, I still think Ohio State should win. I'm just saying it's just not as preposterous as I thought it was a week ago.
Listen,
man. Ohio State would be a tough opponent.
Yeah, listen. I owe the people honesty.
That's as far as I'm budgeting. I'm being honest.
I owe the people honesty, man. Ohio State might have 4 of the top 20 picks in this upcoming draft, and they might have 4 of the top 20 picks in the 2027 NFL draft. It's going one way on Saturday. Michigan ain't got the horses. Last year, let me give a shout out to Michigan. Last year, Michigan had a brilliant game plan, and Ryan Day is stupid. I can't leave that part out. He read into all of the Michigan been pushing us around. So we gonna go out here and run the ball. And y'all had Kenneth Grant and Mason Graham, 2 first-round draft pick and NFL defensive tackles. And that was dumb. Kenneth Grant and Mason Graham ain't walking through that door, though.
You're right. But Ryan Day is still pacing that sideline. And if there's
Ryan
any coach
Day
that could
is-
find a way to blow this,
That is true.
it's him.
And you felt
Day-
that win today.
Yeah, Ryan Day is
The Hawk is back.
If the win is like how it is tonight, or as it is on
But-
Saturday, it ain't just going. You can't just pass the ball. And I'm
No.
not saying. Look,
No.
again, I'm not saying that it's just Michigan's going to win. I'm just saying the possibility is there.
All me and Just are saying is Ohio State will be a tough opponent.
Listen, y'all not gonna be able to stop Ohio State from running, and they gonna be able to stop y'all. It's going one way on Saturday. Listen, there have been times where Michigan State, like I said, when we played y'all, we ain't got the bodies, bro. We just ain't got the horses, man.
Hey, man, it's been years y'all shouldn't have won, and we had trouble with the snap.
That's true.
I don't want to hear
I mean, listen, yeah, you're right. Like it, but even those years we was fairly evenly matched. But like this year, y'all just I'm like, y'all just better than us. Y'all just got more bodies than we got. Like this is one of them years, and last year was one of them years. But y'all had Kenneth Grant and Mason Graham. Though, like that's
the one
Yeah,
thing he could have played into to
Right.
get him beat.
That fool tried to run up the middle on Kenneth Grant and Mason Graham. And that's what that was
Well,
dumb though. Like,
Well, we just gotta hope that Saturday they drop back 45 times.
yeah, like that'll be dumb. Yeah, like now if he do that, like nephew said, if he does that, that'll be a problem.
And
man.
I can totally see that happening.
Yeah, I know. Ryan
But
Day is dumb. Though.
James Franklin, spirit animal.
And as much as I don't want to, I have to give props to the job that Patricia is doing down there. So, and I know he's going to make it tough, but I just have a feeling that I'm sorry.
Oh, it curled up right there.
He's going to make
who
it
got
tough
some
for us
burners?
to win this
Oh.
game. But there is a possibility that Ryan Day does Ryan Day this team.
That's true, man. You know, listen, I hope y'all win because
I'm sorry.
as much as I'm not necessarily a Michigan fan, as a Michigan State fan, we have distaste for the Ohio State Buckeyes in common. So if it's one thing that we can agree on, is we like to see the Scarlet and Gray suffer.
Absolutely.
Hey, and if it don't go the way it need to go on Saturday, we probably gonna come in here and talk about it next week anyway. Hey, it's basketball season.
Hey man, listen, that's right.
Swing
Yeah,
right back into it.
and the early returns on the basketball teams look good, man. But
Oh yeah. I mean, listen, we about to have a lot of fun this college basketball season because I know y'all been watching, but yeah, between State and Michigan and also college basketball across the spectrum.
yeah,
Hey man, yeah, it's
so-
good times.
Yeah, indeed. But we way over time, man. It's a special extended jumbo edition of the Everybody Has One podcast on this Thanksgiving Eve, man. We appreciate y'all joining us. Shout out to the Everybody Has One family. We will be back here next Wednesday, man, to discuss a jumbo weekend of
man.
sports, man, starting tomorrow with 3 NFL games. And we got a Black Friday NFL game, in-season tournament games. Oh boy. And you know, of course, college football coming up this weekend. A Sunday slate of NFL games, Monday night football, all kinds of good stuff. So, man, we will be back here next Wednesday to
Survivor
discuss it.
Series for my wrestling guys.
Oh man, listen, man, we might have to even throw that on the agenda, man.
Hey,
if y'all want to
man.
hear us talk about that, I'm not big into wrestling, but I can bone up on my wrestling.
The
Pause.
People's Champ is here for you.
Okay. But make sure y'all continue to like, share, and subscribe, man. That's Everybody Has the #1 sports podcast on YouTube, That's Everybody Has One Podcast. Everywhere else, that's Facebook, that's Instagram, that's TikTok, and that's Twitch, man. Make sure if there are topics that y'all want to hear, that y'all hit us up in those direct messengers on any of those social media platforms, and we will be sure to respond and try to get those topics on. And also, when you subscribe to the YouTube channel, make sure you hit the bell notification. And when you hit that bell notification, make sure you hit all so that you are notified anytime we post new content. And of course, every time that we go live, man. We appreciate y'all so very much. None of this is possible without the Everybody Has One family.
Yes,
We will see
indeed.
you guys back here next Wednesday at 8 p.m. or as close as we can get to it, man.
CP.